My name is Brennan Lane. I'm the current class president for the class of 2023 from Midlothian High School, and frankly, I could have never imagined a year like 2020. It seems surreal to be making a video in the middle of a summer pandemic and protests, but somehow it's actually a little comforting to think of business as usual for Health 10. Actually, it's not really business as usual, because in normal times I would have been unable to be present for a summer school class because I would have been at summer swim meets, lacrosse tournaments, and at least 2 lacrosse camps, including one run by the Premier Lacrosse League, which I attended last year, and which was manned by some of the biggest names in professional lacrosse. That brings me to 3 of my top interests. First, I'm incredibly happy when I'm playing lacrosse. I'm a long stick defender, and I've played for the travel team Rough Riders or its predecessors since 3rd grade. This is probably the first time in 7 years that I am not covered in distinctive bruises from a lacrosse ball. My bounce back is just not that brutal. Last summer, we made it to nationals. This summer, we are fighting to even play. Secondly, I've been a swimmer since before I could walk. I've been on swim teams since the age of 4, and I currently swim for Swim RVA and Summer League for ACAC. I previously swam for Nova, Poseidon, Salisbury Country Club, and the Founders Bridge Electric Eels. As a result, I know so many swimmers from one end of the Richmond metro area to the other. I feel like I have friends everywhere because of my swimming adventures. Plus, this past Christmas break, I was Red Cross lifeguard certified and also certified for CPR and oxygen provision. And let me tell you, the Swim RVA lifeguard certification taught by Ben Brown is top notch. I feel confident that I can save someone in the water. Speaking of water, an additional passion of mine is the Chesapeake Bay. I'm a Chesapeake Bay Foundation student leader, and frankly, if I could live outside on the bay 24/7, I would be happy. I became involved with the bay after first winning an essay contest about oysters of the Chesapeake, which eventually led to my working with my state senator to try and obtain more recognition for the Virginia or Eastern oyster. I discovered a whole world of people who devote their entire lives and livelihood to the bay, the largest U.S. estuary, and arguably the most studied body of water in the world. Whether I'm attending the Tidewater Oyster Gardeners annual meeting or online with students from 6 watershed states, CPF is a lifestyle. As for 3 words or adjectives to describe me, I would look to the seas. Not that kind of sea, although I am making this while visiting Myrtle Beach. No, I'm talking about the letter C. I would describe myself as competitive, community conscious, and a conservationist. I'm competitive because I am protective. I'm one of 5 kids, and I have 2 sets of much older twin sisters, so I basically have 5 moms. One of my sisters, Haley, was on leave from the Air Force Academy when she suffered a catastrophic cardiac arrest. Haley was a national level swimmer, so she was my athletic idol. Haley miraculously survived this terrible, terrible event, but she is scarred and sometimes is still in pain. She's even more of a hero to me now because she had to face a new life and even learn how to swallow, sit, walk, and everything all over again after being in a coma for weeks. I'm competitive academically because I hope to study medicine so that I can step into those hopeless medical situations. I'm competitive physically because I know that my sister survived her ordeal because of her excellent physical shape and the fact that she never drank alcohol or polluted her body. I want to always be in shape for the fight of my life. I am also community-minded. When my sister remained in a coma, the entire community rallied around her. People brought us food, they prayed for us, they drove me places so that my parents could stay at the hospital as things looked their bleakest. The least that I can do is try to repay that incredible generosity in service. I try to serve the community in volunteering as my neighborhood representative for food drives. I ran and promoted snack drives for the troops at the USO and committed to drives and fundraisers for my school. In the last few months with COVID, I found a virtual opportunity where I could transcribe questionnaires from returning World War I troops through the Library of Virginia. Each day, I examine the lives of soldiers from a century ago as they write about being gassed in the Argonne Forest, or write of horrific injuries, or even surviving the Spanish flu, last century's pandemic. I'm very proud to contribute to that effort, and I'm constantly just humbled by the sacrifices of these men and their love of country that they express continually. I'm also a conservationist. I am driven by a real fear of loss of the health of the bay and the limited amount of time that we have to fix the bay under the Chesapeake Bay Agreement with the EPA. I try to do my part by working continually to clean up the parks and streets so that garbage doesn't filter into the bay. But now that there are so many outside, I am seriously concerned about the greater influx of trash. I've been creating video spots for the Chesapeake Bay Foundation and its marketing team all spring and summer, and I hope that other students will realize the environmental dangers that we all face. People assume that we have enough regulation to keep our water safe, but once anyone looks more closely at water and air issues, the danger becomes clear. We're just not doing enough. In the meantime, going along with my conservation efforts, I hope to learn in this class about the health and dangers associated with poor air and water exposure so that I can become an even better advocate for the bay. Part of my fitness goals that tie into my health goals for this summer's course is to cut 10 or more seconds off of my mile time to make me even more of an asset to my sports teams like lacrosse and to make me speedier as I navigate trash cleanups.